So the international break is over and league action returns for Luton this Saturday. We play against a Plymouth side that we know quite well from playing against them last season in the Championship. They go into this game with a bit of confidence after getting a massive win at home against Stockport County. They won 4-2 last weekend, but the Luton players should also feel confident. We've won our last 2 games in all competitions, and the way we are playing at this moment in time is actually quite good. Matt Bloomfield, I think, has found the right combinations, the right balance within the starting 11, and hopefully we start seeing a team that can produce the same attacking display which we witnessed against Burton and against Barnet week in, week out in this League One season, and show everyone in this league what we are really about. And we do have strong intentions of winning promotion back to the Championship. Before I give you my thoughts going into this game against Plymouth, smash that like button for me. Let me know your score predictions and how you're feeling going into this game. If you are a Plymouth fan watching this video, let me know your thoughts as well down in the comments. It's a safe place down there, I do promise you. And if you are new to my channel, please hit that sub button. I make Luton and EFL content, and I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Like I do with every match preview, I do talk about the last league game for Luton. I will also introduce a opposition fan called Joe, who is from the Green and White podcast, giving us his thoughts going into this game, and then I'll give you my thoughts going into the game against Plymouth after we've heard from Joe. So, let's talk about the Burton game, where we won 3-0 away from home. A fantastic display, very good all over the pitch. Defence, midfield and attack. Matt Bloomfield, he got it pretty much spot on. Saville sitting in front of the defence. Zach Nelson and Clark being the progressive 2 number 8s in the midfield, supporting the attack. Kadir and Ali out wide causing problems. Nordos and Yates causing problems up top. Nordos, he's got confidence after scoring 2 goals in 2 games now, scoring his first goal against Burton. Although Yates, he didn't score against Burton, I still felt he put in a decent performance in. And then you've got Zach Nelson, who was given a fantastic opportunity from minute 1 to show what he's all about. Now we have Baptiste out for the season, and at this moment in time, he's taken that opportunity. It is the perfect time now for Zach Nelson to claim a first team spot week in, week out. We know he has that attacking ability in him. We now just want to see that week in, week out this season. So overall, against Burton, it was the best performance of the season so far. I don't want to take it with a pinch of salt. You still have to perform like this against any side, whether they are going to finish bottom half or if they're going to finish top half. You need to produce these types of performances in. 1, they help generate good results, and 2, it gives everyone confidence. It creates positivity amongst the fan base and also within the dressing room. So hopefully we can take that performance and put it into this game against Plymouth. And if we can perform like how we did against Burton, against Plymouth, that will give fans even more confidence. I don't think Plymouth are in the correct position in the league. I do think they are in a false position as I'm recording this video. I don't think they're going to finish where they currently are at this moment in time. I do think they will improve and get better as the season goes on. But before I give you my thoughts about the Plymouth game, let's listen to Joe, who is a Plymouth fan from the Green and White podcast.
Yeah, so thanks Lewis for having me on the channel. Thoughts on the season so far, very stop-start. It's not been the ideal return to League One. On paper we had a very tough fixture list. I don't think any of us expected it to be as bad as it's proven to be. But look, we've turned a corner a little bit now with a great result against Stockport County, so hopefully this is the springboard to our season. In terms of this game, we obviously expect that Luton will be a level above once again. We obviously faced it against Cardiff the other week where they put 4 past us and we weren't overly competitive once we went behind. So it's an incredibly tough place to go, Kenilworth Road obviously, so we're going to have to be at our very best like we were last week against the Stockport team who clearly had an off day. In terms of our team shape and performance, I'm not sure that any changes will be made providing all the players are fit. I think we've found our niche again going back to a 3-4-2-1, so I just hope that we're able to deliver another strong performance against what is a good side. Score-wise, I do think we'll struggle. I think Luton will probably have the extra class edge on us. I think we'll go there, we'll try and be competitive, as every football fan in the country knows. Our away record in the last couple of years is honking. So we go into away games nowadays hopeful more than expectant. So I think it'll be a 2-1 Luton win. I don't think it'll be a runaway victory for the Hatters. I think Argyle will try and make life tough. I definitely feel we are on the up and have turned a corner. So fingers crossed that we can come out with a good result. Keep up the good work, mate. Thank you.
Big thank you to Joe for giving us his thoughts going into this game. It's always nice listening to an opposition fan with their thoughts going into the same game which we are going to watch on the weekend. So, how am I feeling for Plymouth? As you can probably tell by the way I'm talking, I am feeling very confident. It's the first time in a very long time that I'm going into a game and actually believing that Luton, we can win this game. But not just win the game, but also perform well and back it up. That's how I'm currently feeling. Yes, Plymouth, they got a massive result at home against Stockport last weekend. And yes, they will go into this game with a bit more confidence compared to before they played against Stockport. But I still don't think they've completely turned that corner. I've read a few comments on social media and also listening to Joe there. They believe they have turned that corner, but hopefully they don't turn that corner even further after playing against us, because honestly, the worst thing for me right now would be to not perform how we've performed over the last 2 games. Yes, I know who we've played against. We've played against a League 2 side in the EFL Trophy and also against a bottom half League 1 team. And every time so far this season, we've come up against a team that looks quite good in a Cardiff and Bradford. We've failed the test. I don't want that to happen, but I actually believe because of the recruitment which we've made on transfer deadline day and because of what I've seen over the last 2 performances, I've got strong confidence that the starting 11 can do the job. And even if they can't, the players that we've got on the bench, we've got competition now for the first time in a very long time. Although we still have injuries, we can even get even stronger when these players return back from injury. But the actual bench in itself is actually a very strong bench. And Matt Bloomfield has got a few things he's got to figure out. What's the best starting 11 to play week in, week out? Personally, for me, he should actually keep the same starting 11 that played against Burton, apart from making the one, of course, obvious change, McGuinness being out of the side and bringing in either a Mans Anderson or a Cal Naismith to play in the back 3. Let's have a quick look at what Plymouth are good at. So their positives are they haven't dropped any points when they scored the first goal. So they're quite good at holding on to that lead when they scored the first goal. So hopefully we don't let them score first. They're very good at stealing the ball back in possession. We need to be smart, of course. They've got the joint 5th most interceptions so far in the league. So they're quite high up in that table. Long shots, they did score some goals outside the box against Stockport last week. So if they do get time and space, they will have a shot at goal. So we need to be wary of giving them so much space outside our area. And also they're very good at defending set pieces. So maybe breaking them down a different way might have to happen this Saturday against them. In terms of the negatives from Plymouth so far this season, counter-attacks, they are very exposed when teams go on the counter against them. And as we've got fast players in Kadir, Ali, the likes of Morris, who's going to be on the bench as well, Bramall, who is quite quick, we can take full advantage of that. So I am very excited to see what our wide players can do when they get the ball out wide and running at this Plymouth defence. At the moment, they make a lot of errors. I don't know if this is whether or not it's due to lack of confidence. So expect to be given the ball in good areas. I think the Plymouth players, sometimes they're being asked to do some things that they're not quite comfortable in doing. And they can only do that when they've got full confidence in themselves. And because they haven't been winning as many games, they're making even more errors. Now they've won against Stockport, the errors might, drop down a bit. But I still think we should be quite wary of, actually, they might give us the ball in a decent area. Let's take full advantage of that. They also find it really tough to stop teams from creating chances against them. In every game they've played so far this year, even the games which they've won, they've still given teams plenty of chances. So I have full confidence that we are going to have the chances in this game to try and win it. We've just got to be clinical. And talking about being clinical, Plymouth are also not the most clinical side in the league. They also miss chances as well. So I have a feeling this game is actually going to suit Luton. It's going to be quite open. There is going to be space on the pitch. And Plymouth, they're not going to sit 11 places behind the ball. They're not going to do that. They will try and get something in this game. And that fits the way we like to play. Because so far this year, especially at home, we've played against teams that put 11 places behind the ball and then we have to try and break them down. So in terms of my starting 11, I've already briefly mentioned it, but I wouldn't make too many changes at all. I think it would be very harsh to drop any of the players that played against Burton. Of course, we've got to make one change, and that is because McGuinness is no longer a Luton player. He's at Sheffield United. So who plays in the back three? So you've got Mans Anderson or you've got Cal Naismith. Personally for me, I would play Mans Anderson. I think out of the two, he's performed a lot better since the season has started. I think Cal Naismith would be a much better option to have coming off the bench, because I think depending on how this game might go, it might be quite tight. One goal might be separating both teams, so then bringing on Cal Naismith with 20 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go could be a great idea to hold on to that lead, or if we need him to, even playing defensive midfield. Maybe Saville might, be on a yellow card and we might need to take him off because he's at risk of getting sent off. Whatever decision that may be, I just think overall, because Cal Naismith, he is versatile. You can play him in multiple positions. It would make sense for me to bring him off the bench rather than start him. And also, as I've already mentioned, Mans Anderson has also performed much better than him since the season has started. I've got Nigel playing as the left centre-back, with Makosso as the right centre-back, Keeley in goal, of course, Saville as the defensive midfielder, Ali and Kadir as the right and left winger, also right and left wing back when we are out of possession. The two number 8s and Clark and Zach Nelson, and Nordos and Yates up top. Two players that have gained a lot of confidence over the last two games. So that is the end of today's video. As you can tell, I am very confident that Luton can win. My score prediction is going to be a 2-0 win to Luton. Hopefully we can get the 3 points, and that will make it 3 wins in all competitions, and hopefully back it up with a decent performance as well. I've got, strong amount of confidence here that we can do it. I just hope my confidence is not just going to die, get shut down after the 90 minutes played on Saturday against Plymouth. But we do need to watch out, because Plymouth, they do have some quality in their squad despite the poor start to the season. But fingers crossed, Luton, we can overcome that and get the 3 points. Let me know down in the video comments your thoughts going into this game. Smash that like button as well. It does help the video perform better on YouTube. If you are new to my channel, hit that sub button. Trying to hit 6k subs before the end of the year. And I'll see you guys in my match reaction after the game against Plymouth.